The hardest habit to break isn't the big ones, it's the reaching for the phone to tell you something that you'll never read. I saw something funny on the walk home this evening, the kind of thing that used to go straight to you. My hand was in my pocket and the message half constructed before the mind caught up with what the hand was going to do. I stopped there on the sidewalk for a second, just stood there with the draft that wouldn't send, 4 words and a photo of a dog in a hat, 4 words to someone past the reach of send. And I put the phone away and kept on walking, let the dog and hat and funny go. Let the moment be a moment without audience. Let the laughter be a laugh I'll never show. Some nights I still reach for the phone, still start the message before I remember. Some nights I still reach for the phone, fingers moving toward you like November. Old reflex, old direction, old familiar destination, the place where all my language used to go. Some nights I still reach for the phone, and some nights I still let the reaching show. It's the exciting things and also the completely mundane, the new story and the weird cloud in the sky, the song that came on and made me think of that one evening, the thing I cooked that turned out better than expected. Why? All of it was headed your direction. You were the receiver of my signal all these years, and rerouting is the work that grief keeps asking, finding new addresses for the thoughts that still appear. You say you should delete the contact eventually, that keeping it there makes the habit harder to break. But I'm not ready for the contact to be nameless, for the history to go for clearance sake, because the history is not the problem. The history is the record of a love worth having had. And I'll reach for the phone for as long as the phone reaches, and I'll be gentle with myself for that. Some nights I still reach for the phone, some nights the habit come nights the love just doesn't want to be alone. This is the last song on the album, and I want to end it honestly. Not with the loneliness of winning, but with what the loneliness taught me. Because it taught me everything. I used to think that lonely was a failure, a sign that I had done the living wrong. Like the ones who had it figured out were never lonely. Like the lonely was the proof I didn't belong. But I've spent enough nights in the company of empty to know kind of school. It teaches you the texture of yourself completely, strips away the performance and the fuel. What I found inside the stripped down and the silent surprised me with its depth, with its grace. I found out who I was without the distraction. I found out that I liked the found out face. A lonely night that taught me love, taught me what I'm made of. When the noise is gone, that taught me love, and love was in the lonely, I swear. I learned to be a friend to my own evening, to make the night a place I could abide, to cook the meal and light the lamp and read the book, to be good company for myself inside. I learned that I had opinions I'd forgotten, tastes and wants I'd let another's override. I learned that I had rooms inside my character I hadn't visited since someone else arrived. So if you're somewhere in the middle of a lonely night, if this album found you in the dark and cold, let me be the voice at the end of all these songs that tells you something true and old. The lonely nights will pass, they always pass, but what they leave behind is worth the cost. They leave a person who has met themselves completely, a person who has found what seemed was lost. And when the love comes back, because the love comes back, you'll love it from a different, deeper place. You'll love it with the person that the lonely nights rebuilt, the truer and more honest, and more you face. next great love of your life will wanna know. A lonely night that taught me love, and I will not trade a single one of them away. A lonely night that taught me love. I am the person that those nights helped me become today. And this album was the record of those evenings. Every song and night I sat with who I am. A lonely night that taught me love. And love was always there inside the plan. If you're in a lonely night right now, you're not lost, you're being found. Hold on, the morning always comes, and so does love. So does love. I still sleep on my side. 7 months later, I still sleep on my side. Like the other half is just temporarily empty. Like you're just in the other room. Your pillow is still where you left it on that morning. I fluffed it every day, but haven't moved it yet. There's a logic to the keeping I can't fully explain. A reason I'm not finished with the set. Blanket folds the way it folded when you were here. The lamp is on the side you use for reading. Everything arranged the way the two people arrange a bedroom when they think the two of them will always be there sleeping. And I know that I could rearrange the furniture. I know that I could make the room my own. But something in me still believes in the arrangement, still believes that the arrangement isn't done. The side of the bed that's still yours is the side I'll probably keep for a while yet. The side of the bed that's still yours is the half of something I'm not ready to forget. Not haunted, not unhealthy, just a man who loves someone and hasn't learned the new shape of the space. The side of the bed that's still yours still holds the outline of your face. Sometimes in the night I reach across without thinking, the old reflex of 1,000 shared nights. And I find the cool and empty and the undisturbed pillow, and I lie there with the like checking that the window's closed, the thing the sleeping body does and recovers. Maybe that's the shape that grief takes when it's older, less the sharp ache and more the quiet familiar, less the wound and more the scar you sometimes notice, less the fire and more the comfortable ember. And maybe that's okay, maybe that's the progress, maybe healing doesn't look like forgetting the whole thing, maybe healing looks like sleeping on my side of the bed and being fine with what the reaching brings. The side of the bed that's still yours, I'll probably keep it for a little while. The side of the bed that's still yours reminds me every night that I loved well, and loving well is something worth remembering, even when the loving is a thing of the past. The side of the bed that's still yours is the proof that something real and true can last. Not the grand occasions, not the birthdays or the holidays, just one more ordinary Sunday. That's all I'd ask for. Not a special Sunday, just the regular kind, the kind with nothing planned and nowhere to be, the one where we don't get up until we feel like getting up, where the whole day belongs to only you and me, where the coffee takes its time and so do we, where the news stays off and everything is slow, where you read while I do something unremarkable beside you, and the hours pass the way we let them go. I didn't know while I was in it that I was in the best part. I thought the best part was still somewhere ahead. I spent the ordinary Sundays half distracted and half elsewhere, not knowing I was living what I'd give everything to have instead. What I'd give for one more Sunday, just the slow and unremarkable and plain. What I'd give for one more Sunday with you across the table in the rain. Not a perfect Sunday, not a documented moment, just the Tuesday of the week and Sunday's close, till after how much ordinary goes. I'd pay attention to the details this time, the way the light comes in at 10 and hits the floor, the sound you make when you're almost done with coffee, the way you fold the blanket before you go for more. I've memorized the small and daily, everything, put it somewhere deep enough to keep. I'd stop pretending that the Sunday had no meaning, stop letting all that ordinary go to sleep. The lesson is the Sunday, and I learned it late. The lesson is the ordinary, the irreplaceable mundane. The lesson is that love lives in the regular weekday moments, more than in the highlighted and the framed. And I can't get that Sunday back, I know I can't, but I can take it forward into whatever comes next. I can live inside the ordinary with my whole attention. I can honor what I lost by loving what I have with my whole chest. What I'd give for one more Sunday is everything I have, and then some more. What I'd give for one more Sunday is the thing I didn't know I was living for. But I'll take what's still ahead and treat it like a Sunday. Every ordinary morning, every slow and quiet day. What I'd give for one more Sunday, I'll give to every Sunday from today. The drive home used to be the best part of the day, because you were at the end of it. Now it's just a drive. Take the long way home without deciding. The short way gets me there before I'm ready. Ready for the quiet of the front door in the dark house. Ready for the nothing that has started feeling heavy. Past the restaurant where we had the anniversary, the one you always said was too expensive for a Tuesday. I passed the park where we walked with no particular direction, and I keep on driving through the memory of you. Keeps filling all the silence with its trying. Every song a little too close. alone. So I turn it off and drive the last few miles in quiet, driving home to no one, driving home alone, driving home to no one. No light left on, no voice that calls my name. Driving home to no one. Every night the house is just exactly the same. Cold and still and perfectly in order. Nothing out of place, nothing left behind. Driving home to no one. No one is the hardest thing to find. I sit in the driveway, sometimes for a moment, engine off, just looking at the dark, gathering whatever it takes to go inside there, to face the square footage of the empty heart. Then I go in and I do the things I do there, the eating and the reading and the bed, and the night passes the way the nights pass now, full of all the things that go unsaid. I know that this is just a season, I know the dark lives. I've been told by people who have been here and come through. They tell me that one day the drive will feel like coming home again, that the home will feel like something more than you. And I believe them, mostly I believe them. But tonight the driveway and the dark house and the key, tonight the light switch and the silence and the kitchen, tonight it's driving home to no one. Tonight it's me driving home to no one. But I'm turning on the lights and making something. Driving home to no one. But I'm still here and still arriving every night. And maybe arriving is the whole thing right now. Maybe showing up is all that I can give. Driving home to no one, still driving, and driving is still how you live. I still have it on my phone. 27 songs I picked for you. Every one of them a thing I thought you'd love. I haven't been able to delete it. I built it on a Sunday in November. Took the whole afternoon to get it right. Every song a careful piece of something, a map of everything I felt about our life. The first one was a song from the first evening, the one that played when I first held your hand. The last one was a song I hadn't shown you yet, a song I thought would help you understand. And then the thing that needed understanding ended, and the playlist sat there waiting to be played. 27 songs with nowhere left to travel, a love letter that never quite got made. The playlist I made for you is still there between the podcast and the rest. The playlist I made for you is 127 reasons I loved you best. Every song a moment, or a feeling, or a hoping. Every track a version of the thing I couldn't say. The playlist I made for you is the longest unsent message in my day. I hit play once by accident in the airport. The first song came on loud into the gate, and I stood there in the middle of the terminal, completely unprepared for all that await. I skipped it and I skipped the next and skipped another. Then I put the phone away and found a seat. Sat there with the playlist closed between us, trying to remember how to breathe and how to eat. Maybe one day I'll be able to just listen, to hear each song as just a song again. Maybe one day the playlist is just music, and not the shape of everything that's been. But today it's still a love story in 127 chapters. Still the Sunday afternoon in the November light, still the map of everything I felt about our future, still the last thing that I built before the night. The playlist I made for you, I'm gonna keep it for a little while, yeah. The playlist I made for you is the one thing I'm not ready to forget. 127 songs for someone who won't hear them. 127 reasons I still feel the weight. The playlist I made for you is still there waiting, and so am I, and so am I. Too late. have it on my phone. There's something about 3 a.m. that strips away every version of okay you built during the day, and leaves you with just the truth. I've been staring at the ceiling for 2 hours, the kind of awake that fighting doesn't fix. The mind doing what the mind does after midnight, going through the inventory of what's missed. I got up and poured a glass of water, stood there in the kitchen in the dark, watched the city out the window barely moving, felt the quiet settle in my heart. And I told myself I'm fine, I told myself it's nothing. 3 in the morning, it's just 3 in the morning, that's all. Everyone has nights like this. It doesn't mean a crisis, it doesn't mean I'm broken, it doesn't mean I'm gonna fall. 3 in the morning and I'm fine, just awake and just alone and just alive. 3 in the morning and I'm fine, just a man at the window trying to survive. Not the dramatic kind of not fine, nothing worth the calling, just the ordinary 3 a.m. variety of low. 3 in the morning and I'm fine, mostly fine. I think I don't know. I thought about the people I could text right now, the ones who said to call me anytime. But no one really means the 3 a.m. They mean the 9 or 10, and that is fine. So I just stand here with the city and the silence, with the version of myself that only comes at night, the one that asks the questions with no answers, the one that lives just past the edge of light. Here's what I know about the 3 a.m. version: he's more honest than the daytime one by far. He doesn't have the energy for the performance, he just sits with what the daylight hits so hard. And maybe that's the value of the sleepless, the clearing out that only darkness does, because by morning I'll have made my peace with something and understood a little more of what this is. 3 in the morning and I'm fine, the glass of water and the window in the night. 3 in the morning and I'm fine, and fine is good enough, and fine is gonna stay. I still talk to you. I know you can't hear it, but the words need somewhere to go. And you were always where they went. I said good morning to the kitchen again today, the way I used to say it when you were there. Just 2 words to the coffee maker and the window, to the chair that holds the shape of your night there. Told the hallway what I dreamed last night about you. Told the mirror something funny from the news. And then I caught myself mid-sentence in the silence, and remembered there was no one left to choose. No one all the small and daily words I used to give, the running commentary of a life shared with someone. And now a monologue, I don't know how to live. I talk to you in empty rooms, tell you all the things you're missing and the things I miss. I talk to you in empty rooms, because the habit of you is stronger than the logic of this. You were the person that I aimed all of my language at, the destination of my every thought. I talk to you in empty rooms, and the rooms just hold the words and answer not. I told you about the neighbor and his new dog yesterday. I think you would have loved the way it looked. I told you that the restaurant we loved closed permanently, and that I finally tried the recipe from that book. I told you that I'm sleeping better than I used to, that the hard months are behind me mostly now. I told you that I miss you in a different way than early, a wider and a softer kind of how. Maybe talking to the empty is a kind of prayer. Maybe words don't need a listener to land. Maybe every sentence sent into the nothing is caught somewhere by something I don't understand. Maybe it's just love. Maybe love doesn't stop needing to be said. Maybe I'll be talking to the rooms for years and years, long after all the grief has gone to bed. I talk to you in empty rooms. I think I'll probably do it for a while. I talk to you in empty rooms, and every now and then it makes me smile, because the talking is the love still looking for its person, the love that hasn't learned the shape of done. I talk to you in empty rooms, and maybe that's just how I love someone. Saturday night used to mean something different. Now it just means I have nowhere I have to be, and somehow that's worse. Everyone is somewhere with somebody tonight. I can feel it through the walls from the street. Music from the bar, 2 blocks down, drifting upward. Laughter from the couple in the suite. And I'm here with a lamp on and a movie that I've already seen, but can't remember how it ends. Eating something straight from the container, trying not to call any of my friends, because they'll ask me how I'm doing and I tell them fine, and then they'll tell me I should come out and I'll decline. And the night will end the way it always ends on Saturday, me and the lamp and the half-watched movie and the time. Lonely looks like Saturday night, looks like the lamp in the quiet and the dark. Lonely looks like Saturday night, looks like a full city and an empty heart. Not dramatic, not a crisis, just a Tuesday wearing Saturday's clothes and a heavier kind of weight. Lonely looks like Saturday night, and Saturday night is looking like the rest of my days. I used to love the weekend for the breathing room it gave us. 2 whole days with nothing we were owed. We'd stay in bed until the afternoon came calling. I'd take the long way somewhere down the road. Now the weekend is the longest stretch of nothing. 60 hours with no shape and no design. I'd give anything Tonight they're living very far apart. Tonight I'm in the knowing, but I'm feeling something different. Tonight I'm just a Saturday in the dark. Lonely looks like Saturday night. Looks like every song on the radio finding the wound. Lonely looks like Saturday night. Looks like the whole world coupled up in me in this room. But I'll make it to the Sunday morning somehow. I'll make it to the week and all its noise. And maybe next Saturday looks a little different. Maybe next Saturday I'll find my voice. There's a kind of silence that only happens when someone who used to feel it is gone. This is that silence. This is that night. The city lights are on, but I feel nothing. The television talking to itself. I've been moving through the rooms like I'm a stranger, picking up your memory off the shelf. Coffee mug is still beside the window, the book you never finished on the chair. And everywhere I look, there is a version of you living in the outline of the spaces that you were. This evening, all this quiet, all this dark, all this time, I've forgotten how to be alone inside a night like this. I've forgotten how the night felt before you were mine. The night feels longer without you. Stretches out like a year. The night feels longer without you, and the silence says the things I cannot hear. I've tried the television and the music and the walking, tried everything that to make it through. Nothing fills a night like you filled nights, and the night feels longer without you. I made enough for two without thinking, set two plates before I caught myself again. That's the cruelest thing about a love you lived inside of. The body keeps the habit past the end. My hand still reaches for my phone to tell you something, still finds the contact before the mind can stop. And I have to talk myself down from the sending every time the muscle memory won't drop. People say that lonely is a feeling that will pass, that time will fill the spaces that you left. And maybe they are right, and maybe I believe them, but tonight I only have tonight, and tonight I'm bereft. Tonight the bed is wide and unforgiving. Tonight the dark arrives without a reason to be kind. Tonight I am the only one inside this house and breathing, and the night feels longer than the night I had in mind. The night feels longer without you, and I'm learning what that means one night at a time. Oh, the night feels longer without you, but I'm still here making it to the morning light. Not graceful, not certain, and not ready. Just a man who loved someone and lost the thread. The night feels longer without you, but the morning always comes, and so I'm not